Yo, what up? It's AaroniMoses. And this video has a lot of topics. I'm going to touch on a lot of topics. I'm going to use a guy at my job to explain, to give you the message that I have. Now, everybody says they don't judge. I don't judge. You could tell me stuff. I don't judge. You do judge. If you didn't judge, you would be dead. You would have gotten raped multiple times. You'll be broke. A lot of things. Okay, you judge. It's natural. It's for survival and stuff. Okay? Your cells need to judge. You judge how far cars are so you know when to cross the street. You judge somebody to let you make a good decision on whether or not you should be hanging out with this person and letting them in your house. And when you judge, you're doing a good thing. You're doing a service. You are servicing yourself. Judging and making good decisions based off of judgment and judging people is like masturbating. It's like having sex. It's like getting a job. It's your job to judge people. And when I judge people and I judge them harshly, I feel good. All right? I don't feel like a woman. I don't feel like a little bitch. One example, should have judged and calculated better. Firstly, when I met the guy who broke in my house. Walking down the street to the liquor store, a guy asked me for a cigarette. A white guy. He had a shaved head, and he looked like he was on bullshit. And I was correct. He says, "Hey, bro, can I have a cigarette? Do you have an extra cigarette?" I said, "You know what? I'm feeling good." And he says, "Do you smoke weed?" And I didn't smoke weed at the time. And I said, "No, but I just got a job and I might want to indulge. So let me get your number, bro." Guy says to me, "I don't have a number, but you can look me up on Facebook." And I said, "Sure. What's your Facebook?" And his reply was, this is not his Facebook anymore. But if you want to look for him and send him all the negativity possible, his Facebook at the time was Jake Get Guap. Jake with 2 Ks, mind you. An indication of being in a gang. 2 Ks could stand for King Killer. I have hair in my mouth. Not because I ate pussy, but because I washed my hair because I just dyed my hair, clearly. I was not born like this. So, a weed dealer that doesn't have enough money to buy his own cigarettes and does not have enough money to get a phone and have it turned on. And I says, "Hey, bro, you're obviously poor because you don't have a phone and you're selling weed. And you're walking down the street asking random people for cigarettes." I says, "They're hiring at the spot, on the spot at my job. They're paying like $12.50. And he says, "Yeah, but I don't have an ID." And I'm thinking, another indication that I should not be fucking with this kid. You don't have an ID, but you're selling weed. You don't have a phone. And you're offering your company to me, and you're saying I should come with you to a party. And I was like, you know what? This guy he might be a good person trying to change his life, which was obviously not that. And I'm thinking, you know what? I have $20. I can get this nigga his ID, and he can start working and change his life and not have to sleep on people's couches. And maybe he might buy a phone, a car, might meet a nice girl. She might help him out, change his life. Might go to college, all of that stuff. And I'm not gonna give you the full fucking story, but what happens? Broke into my house, stole my grandma's laptop, stole my Beats by Dre, my Dolce Gabbana shades, and one more thing I'm probably forgetting, probably a hat or some shit. Yeah, that happened. That happened. I went against my best judgment. Now, young man at my job, he's exactly the same age as me. First, he was telling me, "Yeah, I got a son." And I was like, "Oh, dope. You got a son? I got a son." And then the next day, he says, "Yeah, I have multiple children." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I didn't think too much of it. Okay. Then he says, "Yeah, I'm looking for a Latina baby mama next." And I was like, "Yeah, I want a black child. I want a black baby's mother. I want my next son to be by a black woman." And he said, "Oh, what you got right now?" And I said, "A white woman." Why did I say white like that? I don't know. But, and that gay little giggle. Whatever the case is, I said, "Oh." He said, "Oh." And he was like, "Yeah, I already got two of those." And I was like, "How many kids do you have, bro?" And he says, "I got three black ones and I got two white ones." And I said, "Wait a minute. You have five children, you're 26, and then he tells me, 'Yeah, I only take care of two of them, and I don't claim one of them.'" And I'm thinking, this guy is a piece of shit. You don't even know me, and you're telling me this. You seem kind of proud of it. You don't take care of your kids. You told me that you don't send your kid money. You got fucking three polo hats with your first paycheck. You're fucking buying Henny. You're fucking more females. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're the problem with society. You're the problem with black people. This is why 75% of black people don't have fucking fathers. And a lot of them go through the system because of people like you. And I'm like, I would never be friends with this guy. I don't want to shake his hand. I don't want to keep having conversations with him. We all know AaroniMoses grew up without a father. He wants to say he was there. He wasn't. He wasn't. He was doing his own thing. And I one time my dad said something to me, and I wanted to spit in his fucking face. But he's much bigger than me, and I used my better judgment in that situation. He said, "Why would you do that, Aaron? I didn't." And then he stopped, and I was looking at him like, "Say it, say it." I'm bipolar. I'm crazy. I'm a sociopath. You say you didn't raise me like that. I want you to finish that goddamn sentence. I want you to finish it because at that time I always carried knives on me. Always. Probably had like three, and it was rocks outside. And my dad's like 6'3", and I'm like not 6'3". I'm the opposite of 6'3". And I was like 120 pounds, unhealthy, smoked a lot more cigarettes because cigarettes were $5 in Georgia. I'm sure they still are. I was in Cobb County, so they were like fucking $2 for a pack of Newport. They weren't $2, literally. That was a joke. But, I have a problem with people who make tons of children. You have a handful of children. You literally have 5 children die on my hands still because I'm irresponsible. And I'm thinking, when Jimmy was born and Liz was no longer pregnant, I was deathly terrified of sex. I did not want to have sex because I was thinking, last time you had sex, you made a baby. When the last time that you had sex with a woman that was not pregnant, a baby was the result. And I was, of course, my level of maturity, I start changing a little bit. And of course, these female want to have sex with me, and I'm like, what? No, I'm not having sex. I've had an STD before, which I'm gonna make a video about that. I have a you could everything bad possible that could have happened from sex happened to me. And am I calling my son Jimmy bad? A bad thing? Yes, I am. Yes, I totally am. Cause I don't want to be a father. I love my son to motherfucking death. But if I had the choice to not be a dad, I would make that choice. I would make it and I would love it. Okay? Being a dad is not fun for me. It's not fun all the time. When he smiles and laughs, Jesus enters my body, enters my soul, and I love it when he laughs. That's the best thing about my life right now. Not getting drunk, not making amazing songs, not making YouTube videos, playing with my son, tickling his baby little feet, watching how smart he is when I say words. When I slap Liz on the ass, he runs up and slaps her on the ass. It's funny, dude. It's funny. I love him, and I love him. I love everything he does besides breaking my... He breaks my shit. He's broken about probably $3,000 worth of shit. He broke the fuck out of my grandma's blender. That was funny. He broke my Ray-Bans. Ooh, he broke my Ray-Bans. He cracked the screen on Liz's phone. He knocked over this thing my grandma has with pictures and fucking glass China dolls on it. Oh my God, this nigga's destructive. He fucked up my hats. A lot of shit. The material over the physical and the spiritual. I love my son to death. But the responsibilities are overwhelmingly annoying. And they're horrible. Do I buy a bottle or do I buy diapers? Or do I get a cheap bottle and get the cheap diapers? I'm just kidding. Those thoughts don't take place in my mind. I'm not that fucking selfish and immature and irresponsible to even think that thought for a second. All I'm saying is some people want to grow up and be fathers. That's not a job description I want to fill. Okay? I like to be your dads. I like to teach from a distance and stay in my little corner. Regardless, I haven't abandoned him for one day. I've never even entertained that thought, okay? Nah, that's not true. I'm going to keep it 1,000% real with you guys. But I would never, ever fucking do that shit. I'm not a pussy. Okay, there's nothing more important. There's nothing better I could be doing right now. Okay, there's nothing more important that I could be doing right now. I'm not a little faggot. I'm not going to move across the country so I can explore the world and find myself. I'm not going to do that, okay? All I'm saying is, I'm judging this guy. Dude, you're a piece of shit. You don't take care of your kid. Your fucking son's birthday is coming up. You're not gonna send him money because you know the mother is gonna spend the money on a bottle and fucking turn up and he's not gonna get shoes. I'm like, dude, that's not why you're not sending him money. That's not why. And if she wants to do that, she takes care of him. She should be able to spend your little $50 on a bottle. She takes care of him. She and me and my tax-paying money and my fucking bang-gangers, we take care of him. You want to switch jobs so you don't have to pay child support, so the government won't catch up to you. You might have a fucking warrant out for you right now, and you don't even know it. Okay? These are the thoughts I'm thinking. Horrible, judgmental. And the fucked up thing right before that, I was like, man, this guy's kind of ill. I might have a friend. I might have a real friend. I might invite this nigga to my house to fucking come to the studio. We might tee up. All this, whatever fucking people do. Okay? And then that. And I was like, oh, nope. You're never coming over to my house. You're not meeting my family. None of that. You can't touch my dog. You don't even need, no. Because we're both thinking this. You're pretty dope. I'm like, you're pretty dope, dude. But he tells me that, and I was like, yeah, never. Don't even touch my hands. Don't touch my hands. God damn you. Don't dap me. Never. You're gonna get your irresponsibility in my blood, and I don't want that because I have a child. I'm gonna be fucking these women, busting nuts, thinking about space. Yeah, that's how you have sex with a woman. You think about other stuff. You put on the TV, put on some Jersey Shore, and every time they do some retarded shit, you think about that. Your dick's not gonna be as hard as it can be, but that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, so then he was telling me about his sister, and she always tells me I need to take my pills, and I was thinking, I really don't mind the bangangers and, normal. If you're asking me your opinion, I don't really mind if you give me the backstory so I can judge what you're saying and come up with some logical conclusion as to what needs to be done. But he's venting to me, and I don't really like when people vent to me, especially ones that I don't know, especially ones I have specific opinions on. If anybody calls me up right now and I'm like, dude, you're a rapist, you are a pedophile, you had sex with a 16-year-old when you were 21, 23. You put your fingers in a woman's vagina on Snapchat, on her Snapchat when she was drunk. Why are you asking me? Why are you calling me up and venting? Why are you doing that? That's not okay. That was a real story. That was a real occurrence. I know somebody who actually did that. The guy who broke in my house did that. Anyways, I'll explain how I know that too. Well, I just heard that. He told me that actually. These girls came over my house. They were not 16 at the time. They were 18 and 19. Okay. And they left, and I was like, hey, bro, why was she acting so strange towards you? And why were you smiling at her like that? And he was like, yeah, bro, like 2-3 years ago when Snapchat came out, we was at a party and shit, and she passed out, and then me and my homeboy, and I was like, what? I'm hanging out with a pedophile right now? No, you gotta get out. And then whatever the case, strange, right? Um, pills, yeah. So he was, yeah, my sister's telling me to take these pills, and I be taking them sometimes, but not all the time. And I was like, what? Are you telling me you have a mental health issue? Are you doing that? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So he was like, yeah, bro, I just cried in the bathroom, and I was like, this guy is a motherfucking psychotic maniac. Why did you just cry in the bathroom, bro? And he was like, yeah, I'm bipolar. I'm bipolar depressed, and they diagnosed me with schizophrenia. Right before I got up here, I spent 2 weeks in a mental health institution, and I was like, oh my god. And I felt so bad. I was like, this nigga, that's why you have 5 kids. You have an overactive sex drive. You fucking probably have some kind of personality disorder, manipulative and cunning and stuff like that. I don't know if this kid's from the street. I would guess so, because he told me some story where he beat somebody up with a fucking the thing that you pick garbage up with on the street. And I was like, see, I could have drawn that conclusion myself, because you talk to yourself a lot and you don't think people notice, but I do. And you whisper under your breath, and you say weird things sometimes. You think out loud a lot, and yeah, makes sense. And I was just like, yeah, I wanted to give him my advice. Obviously, he cannot see this fucking YouTube channel now, because that's going to create conflict in the workplace. And that's the last thing I needed, because I kind of like this job. But I was like, bro, you know what? The doctors tried to tell me I was bipolar too. They tried to do that. Did it work? When it's convenient, I am bipolar. When it's just not and it's ludicrous, I'm not. I use it to my advantage. All right? Especially with my mom. So I said, you know what worked for me? Some people just need to change their diet. That's why I'm a vegetarian. Yes, I drink and I smoke, but it's under control. Okay, that's just the symptom. I don't get sad and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna drink my problems away today, but not today. Tomorrow. I don't do that shit. Okay, everybody knows I was pretty bad I was like a fish. I was like the fish. Okay, I was drinking. I was drunk every fucking video. We all know that. But I trained my dragon. You know how? Because I watched that movie, How to Train Your Dragon. Anyway, nah. But when you start from the top up, you can't just ask somebody, hey, dude, you don't take care of your kids and you're a piece of shit, I think. And you're telling me all these weird ass stories. You have very immature tendencies. Are you mentally ill? Because I hope so, nigga. Because, what is the explanation of your retardedness? They're not gonna say, hey, I'm slightly autistic. No, okay, that's just not how people interact. I don't think, like clearly, all right. So judging people, I felt like shit thinking this guy's a piece of shit. I mean, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He's not retarded. He knows that the crime rate directly correlates with having a two-parent fucking household and being in poverty. If these people had two parents in the house, they wouldn't live in the hood. They wouldn't be around an environment where they have to sell drugs and shoot people to make it to the next day, to the next year. He knows that. We all know that. If you're over the age of fucking 11, you know that. It's very real that you know that. He was clear in his motivation, and I understand that. But these decisions were fueled by a belief in a mental health issue that can be easily fixed with meditation, candlesticks, and the correct diet, and positive affirmations, and self-belief. So before you judge people like AaroniMoses did, you have to assume that they have a mental health issue. You have to assume that. You have to assume that they have it and they believe it. Because when you convince somebody that they are not to be trusted with their own brain, there's no telling what they will do. There's no telling what they will do. If you say, hey, look, your brain's fucked up, bro. Your brain's just your brain's fucked up because African genes are dying because of the climate change, and you're not even supposed to be in America. You're too far away from the equator. It's not hot enough. You're African. You have Native American, Irish, Spanish, all kind of shit in you, and you're crazy. And you keep fucking your own ancestor. You keep having sex with people who share a common ancestor with you so closely that it's pretty much like having sex with your own cousin. So you're like a pit bull puppy that is sisters with their own brothers, with their own, that's brothers with their own mom. That's what you are. So we're gonna tell you that, and all the other symptoms that come after that is gonna be because that's what you believe. Because we printed out this little piece of paper, and this is what we have. All right. That's all I want to give you guys, man. I want you to reflect on everything I said and how unserious that I sounded, and how serious the topic is, and what you are gonna do when meeting people and inviting them over to be around your children and your girlfriend and stuff. Why is this bitch standing right in front of my fucking house? I can see you. What are you doing? Why do you have to walk your dog that close to my fucking door? Why is she walking her dog on the concrete? What, are you gonna let your dog take a shit on the concrete? Anyways, man, I gotta go kill a white bitch. It's Aaron motherfucking Moses. Peace.